What is going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. All right, guys, we didn't get to the Tyre Nichols update yesterday. Of course, the news came out late, and I was doing the live stream. And speaking about the live stream we did last night, I'd like to appreciate and thank everybody that came through last night. We had a really good time on the live stream. And if you missed it, you can go and check it out. It'll be in one of the pop-ups at the end of this video. But I also want to make another announcement. I didn't know this. You see, I got the Cash App up for the trip down to Memphis, most likely this week, and we'll get to that for this Tyre Nichols trial. For them to, after they have deliberations, for the verdict. We going for the verdict, right? Now, you see I had the Cash App up. I didn't know this. I put the Cash App up, and a lot of people would give me like $1, $2, which I appreciated. I do, I appreciate it. Then around like 5 o'clock, people couldn't give no, their Cash Apps wasn't going through. I didn't know on Cash App, because I don't use it like that, that you get a certain amount of Cash Apps you can receive in a day. I never knew that. So when people was giving the small Cash Apps, like $1, $2 or whatever, it flooded the thing and it stopped. I never knew that. So I'm like, because we had reached our goal yesterday. But, of course, Cash App was turning the money back. We didn't reach the goal, so we got the Cash App back up here. So everybody yesterday that contributed, or everybody that did a Cash App and it wouldn't let you send the Cash App out, I apologize. I didn't know. If you could resend it, it'll let you do it now. I just got off the phone with customer service. Now it'll let you guys do it. So everybody that had a failed Cash App trying to send your donation in yesterday, I appreciate if you just resend it. I'm sorry, but I mean, we had reached our goal, but they turned some of the money back. So I also have a PayPal. I forgot I had PayPal. I never used it. That's listed on here too. And I have Zelle. If you guys are interested, you can hit me up in my email in the description box, and I'll give you my Zelle information. But we're close to having enough to go back down here and do what we have to do for this Tyre Nichols case. But I'm going to get you guys caught up on this, right? Now, the defense has, we all know, keeping up with the case, that the prosecution has rest. With all of the stuff that they said, all of the witness they brought up, they said everything that needs to be said. Now, the defense was their first day where they're up there bringing up people and witnesses, and like they're on a sinking boat. In fact, the boat that's sunk, they're the ones sinking now, standing on the boat that's underwater. But I'm gonna let you see this update. Then I'm gonna read you this article. And when you read this article, got some more stuff of what happened in court. Now, I was talking to some of the family yesterday. We was just going over this whole thing. If anything, these three officers look crazy, and I don't even know what their defense was for them to be told to take this to trial. And it's one key thing that they keep harping on, that they're clinging on to as their defense of why they did what they did, regardless of what everything was on camera. And we'll go over that in a second. Take a look.
The trial for Tadarius Bean, Justin Smith, and Demetrius Haley. WRG's April Thompson is live with the latest from federal court. April, any idea how much longer this will go?
Well, Stephanie, testimony has ended for today and for this week. But think about this. It took almost 3 full weeks for the prosecution to get through all of their witnesses. We've had 2 days of witnesses from the defense, and we're still not sure how many more witnesses they have to call. Then you have closing arguments and the jury deliberations. So maybe we could be nearing the end by next week. But this week, it's been all about these officers, what they did, and if it was by the books. Several witnesses called by the defense attorneys for Tadarius Bean, Justin Smith, and Demetrius Haley Friday. John Tisdale, a police use of force expert who was hired by Tadarius Bean's defense team, says he was paid $14,000 for his work, looking at video and going to the site of the beating. Tisdale saying what he saw Bean do did not violate police policy. Also on the stand, a character witness for Bean, a person who went through police academy with him, describing him as humble, kind, and always putting others before himself. But prosecutors ask if putting others before yourself is the quality of someone who doesn't help in a medical emergency, doesn't tell medical providers about head trauma, and who uses excessive force. And defense attorneys have called another expert in use of force, and he's a 50-year expert. They also called a former MPD officer who taught combative ground combatives to the Scorpion unit. And he said as a part of training, strikes to the head are used. Reporting for your news leader in downtown Memphis, April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
Guys, this is the article I'm going to tell you about. This is from the Associated Press, right? And it's about when Tadarius Bean's character witnesses was on the stand, what was said, and I'm going to see if you guys can see through the cracks of this BS. It says, a former Memphis police officer standing trial in the fatal beating of Tyre Nichols is a kind-hearted, humble person who did his job by the book, a friend from the police academy testified Friday. Brian McKinney, who graduated from the Memphis Police Academy with Tadarius Bean in January of 2021, took the stand in the federal trial of Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith. They have pleaded not guilty to charges of excessive force, failure to intervene, and obstructing justice through witness tampering in the January 2023 beating of Tyre Nichols. Attorneys for the officers began presenting their case Thursday after prosecutors presented weeks of testimony, including two of the former officers, Emmett Martin III and Desmond Mills Jr., who had pleaded guilty for depriving Nichols of his civil rights. McKinney said he was a patrolman at the same time as Bean and was also a patrolman with the Memphis Police Department. He said Bean put others before himself and did things by the book as an officer. I can attest to the humility and kind-heartedness of Bean, said McKinney, who testified that he served on the force for 6 months before moving to a corporate security job. Police video shows the officers using pepper spray and tasing on Nichols, who was black during a traffic stop, but the 29-year-old ran away. The 5 officers, who also are black, then punched, kicked, and hit him about a block from his home as he called out for his mother. Video also shows the officers milling around and even laughing as Nichols struggled with his injuries. Nichols died in the hospital on January 10, 2020, 3 days after the beating. Prosecutor Catherine Gilbert said McKinney, if his opinion would change if he knew Bean had held a person's hands as another officer struck him in the face, or that he laughed and didn't help as the person struggled with their injuries. McKinney said he could not pass judgment on a situation he was not fully aware of. Another defense witness, former Memphis officer Garrett O'Brien, testified that he helped train Memphis officers on ground fighting and defensive tactics. He said certain strikes to the head, such as palm strikes, that are not meant to kill someone can be used as a defensive tactic. Jurors have repeatedly watched the video of the traffic stop and the beating, but attorneys have not been allowed to ask witnesses directly to interpret what they saw in the footage. Instead, attorneys have presented hypothetical situations to witnesses, including experts, that match what's seen on video. One use of force expert, John Tisdale, testified that an officer in Bean's situation would not face discipline from him if the officer had been affected by pepper spray, run a significant distance while wearing heavy gear, and slapped the hands of a person who did not want to be handcuffed. Y'all know who's saying that. Bean's lawyer has maintained that he only punched Nichols' hands in the effort to handcuff Nichols while Nichols was on the ground. Prosecutors have said that Bean punched Nichols in the head. Tisdale retired as a police chief in Gallatin, Tennessee in 2011. He was investigated by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation for misuse of criminal database to conduct a background check as part of a civil case in which he was testifying as an expert witness. The 5 officers who also been charged with second-degree murder in state court where they pleaded not guilty. Mills and Martin are expected to change their pleas. A trial date in state court has not been set. Guys, like I told you, they look bad and they looking bad today. This thing is it's probably going to get wrapped up on Monday. That's why I got to get down there. I got to have it the way I can just up and go and make that 9-hour drive. It might be in the afternoon, might be in the day. I was talking to the family, like I was telling you, I told them I'm coming. So we close, we halfway to the goal. So let's see what happens. But check this out. Now, let me get my notes. They had people up there for Bean, a guy that went through the academy with him. Didn't serve on the streets with him, but went through the academy. 2 years. That man was on the force 2 years, and somebody's dead already under his watch. Guy says, Brian McKinney said he graduated with Bean in January 2021. Said he's humble, kind, and puts others before himself. And it's true, and we've seen it. He put the Scorpion team before his freedom and Tyre Nichols' life. You've seen it. You've seen it. Always puts others before himself. Yeah, peer pressure. He's a follower. He followed right along with them. They jumped in the fire. He jumped right in there. Burn, baby, burn. It is what it is. Then his lawyer, John Perry, I think his name John Perry, I told you before, Bean is doomed. What did John Perry say at the arraignment hearing when the thing first went down? Tadarius Bean did not strike Tyre Nichols. Remember, we watched the video. He went off on Tyre Nichols on the ground. Hit him all about his head, him and Justice Smith at the same time. He can't explain it. Now he turned it around in his article and he said what? Oh, he punched Tyre Nichols' hand because Tyre Nichols slapped his hand and wouldn't get handcuffed, so he punched his hand to handcuff him. Come on, man. Come on. This guy is just grabbing at straws. They keep focusing on the use of force policy. You've been an officer for a while. And y'all was arresting people for a while. Before you got into the Scorpion team or Scorpion unit, which you had to get handpicked, right? And you had to pass certain criteria, which you did, Bean, and the rest of them. You knew what the use of force policy was. There was multiple Scorpion teams. Y'all was Scorpion Team 1. Why are y'all the ones in trouble and the other ones are not in the mix like this? Think about that. They not in the mix. Now, I'm sure they was doing crazy stuff too. But for some reason, the Furious Five, y'all was the ones that got caught up. And then you go into the intricacies of what made the Scorpion Team, Scorpion Team 1, and come to find out it's a lot of shadiness, underhanded BS, people not liking each other, and peer pressure out the ass. And now everybody's scrambling and everybody's focusing on the use of force policy. You had 2 people that was there that used force that said it was wrong, that are telling on y'all 3. And y'all sitting up there still trying to battle with this thing. And I'm gonna tell you something. Do you notice that Bean and Smith's lawyers are the ones doing the most talking? Haley's lawyer is talking too, but Haley is the one that you really don't hear nothing about. You don't hear nothing about him. He know he did bad. They're trying to blame this now on the use of force policy not being clear. Think about that. Everybody knows you don't put your hands and feet on somebody when you arresting them. It's set up here. Now they got their own expert to dismiss the expert before that was talking on the side of the prosecution. Look, they got the expert. This expert talking about, look how they tried to play the words. They showed him the thing. And he was like, yeah, palm strikes and stuff like that. A palm strike and a punch is different. Look, because it's up here. He testified that they could use palm strikes. You know what I'm saying? A series of palm strikes. And that are legal. A palm strike, like something in karate or something to get somebody off of you. Not punches and kicks to the face. So, I mean, they're bringing up experts and saying people are experts, but the people are still saying the same things in so many words. They're trying to flip the narrative around. Now, I like how it said they showed the videos to the jurors, but didn't ask them their personal opinion of it. But from a scenario standpoint of, you know, do you think this is what happened? But like they didn't ask them to. They said they did a good job of making this crazy look. Then look. They gonna say Bean's situation would not face discipline from him if the officer had been affected by pepper spray, ran a significant distance while wearing heavy gear, and slapped the hands of a person who did not want to be handcuffed. When at any given time did Tyre Nichols not want to be handcuffed, y'all, those that watch this video? When did he ever say, I'm not going peacefully, I'm not gonna screw you cops, and he start fighting them? And come on. How can you tell somebody to put their hands behind their back after they're winded from running and you beating them up? They got their hands up at any given time. Their wrist was exposed. You could have put something on it. Y'all didn't even have the handcuffs out most of the time when y'all was fighting on the man. That's all I got to say. This thing might get wrapped up Monday, so I'm gonna have to be in a position where I gotta just jump up and bug out and shoot 9 hours to get down there for the verdict reading. So everybody that contributed, that couldn't get through with the Cash App yesterday, I called customer service and had the situation fixed. You can send the funds now, so I appreciate it if you resend them. That'd put us right where we was at for the goal. But everybody that contributed so far, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.